Many of you have been asking me to review the new Astro A50 Gen 5 gaming headset, and I've been replying back, well, it's pretty much the exact same as the A50X. Honestly, it is. When you just look at them one to one, I mean, they're pretty much a spitting image the same, minus a couple different cosmetic changes. So any of you that have been around and watched my A50X video, I'm going to show you the number one main difference between both of these headsets, so you don't got to sit through this entire video. And any of you that didn't see that and are just interested in the new A50s, stay for this video because I will dive deep into them for you as well. And right here, this is your number one difference, as they look the exact same. We're talking about the base station, your charging dock, but when you flip it around and look at the backside, that's where the difference is, with the A50X having your HDMI high-speed 4K pass-through, when over here on the regular A50s, it's just port-to-port via USB. And when I originally reviewed the A50X, the main point on that video was Logitech shouldn't be shoving this high-speed HDMI pass-through down our throats and making us spend darn near an extra $100 for these. So luckily now you don't have to spend that extra $100 and you can just get your headset that still works on all platforms without the high-speed HDMI pass-through. So that is the key difference from the A50 and the A50X. I just wanted to save you guys any time. If you, again, are very familiar with the A50X, there's no need to sit here and watch this video as much as I would like you to, but I don't want to waste your time. Now, going right in line with not wasting your time, I hope you don't mind my quick sponsor plug here from Corsair and the K70 Pro TKL. And talking about not wasting your time, the timestamp will start right in comfort as far as going into the Astro A50s. But again, this keyboard is definitely worth checking out. So hopefully you stick through this. I mean, the Corsair K70 Pro TKL is seriously packing a punch, from the build quality with multiple layers of dampening foam, PBT keycaps, aluminum top plate. I mean, it is so solid. Further than that, the features and functions: rapid trigger, snap tap, adjustable actuation switches. It has everything you need to, again, have the fastest keyboard. But also on top of the board, as far as your media controls, quick game mode button, and then a customizable button right there. 8,000 polling rate. The K70 Pro, no joke, is seriously top to bottom a solid keyboard worth checking out. And later on in the video, you'll see me gaming with the K70 Pro TKL, talking about the sound of the Astro A50s, and you'll just see how good it performs. But you know what? I'll take some of that as my skill level as well. But seriously, if you want to check out more of the K70 Pro TKL, which you should, make sure to check out the links right down in the description. But anyways, now let's dive into the A50s. Now, of course, we're gonna have to kick it off with comfort, and I first wanna show you the weight of this headset, and put it on a scale, we're getting 363 grams. Now, as far as me, I never really used the headset like this. I put on my Wicked cushions, as you all know, and can we just look at these? Like, how cool is it with all the red accents on the headset over here on the mic and the little wire and everything? When you take these and slap them on, bam, of course, they just magnetize. I think you're all very familiar with that, how they just magnetize right on the bottom. And by the way, if you got pads from the A50X, they are gonna fit right on here as well, the exact same. So anyways, now looking at the weight, let me make sure we're back at 0. Looking at the weight with the Wicked cushions on, we are getting 413. So yes, the Wicked cushions do weigh a little bit more. There are the Wicked cushions coming at 94 grams. The stock pads, fully cloth, are coming in at 45 grams. So yes, they are a little bit heavier, but having that cooling gel and that pleather in there plays a big role into the sound, which I'll talk about later. Now, taking a closer look at these ear pads here, I want to show you some measurements, and hopefully you can see better now that I got rid of that white mouse pad that was down there. It was kind of messing with my lighting. But anyways, looking at the stock pad as far as measurements, you can see the length right there, as far as the width, and then as far as the depth. And when you look at the Wicked cushion, they're pretty close to the exact same size as far as length, width, and then the depth. I never had any issues with my ears touching the drivers inside either of these, which, and if you do, you got that nice cloth padding right down here on the driver inside of the ear pad. Again, it's attached to the headset. So I don't think that's gonna be an issue for anybody. The biggest thing you're gonna notice difference, again, with these being fully cloth inside and out, over here, Wicked cushion, sports material up top. You got the pleather outside, inside, and then that cooling gel on the top and the inside. So it truly locks in that sound. Again, we'll dive deeper into that. But this one, you got that nice cool to touch right there, still locking in that sound. These guys' sound's gonna bleed out, but very, very breathable being all cloth. So kind of a pro and con of both of them. your preference, it's kind of nice to be able to swap them out and try different ones for different scenarios. And then of course the headband, you still got that nice soft plush cloth up there, and you can replace that as well by snapping that off. Now also with the comfort of this headset, the adjustability is plentiful right there. You got that full swivel, which you all know I definitely need. Your ear cups go in and out. As far as adjustability, it's right on the arm, pretty much the same you've seen on all other Astro headsets. But no joke, when you take this headset, even though it was coming in at a little bit heavier weight, taking this and put it on your head, it is so stinking cozy. I absolutely love it. With these cooling gel pads, you just put them on, you feel that cool to touch. It's definitely blocking out like the sound of my PC chugging. You definitely hear that. Again, with the stock pads, as cozy as those are for sure, I definitely hear a lot of the outside environment. But anyways, I'm definitely going to say this headset is stinking cozy for sure. And also, as far as this glasses wear, which I always wear glasses whenever I'm gaming or whatever, and this headset's perfectly fine. I'm not getting any pressure points. I'm not getting any gaps or anything. Hands down, stinking cozy. Now, as far as the build of this headset, as you see it kind of bowing right there in the middle, I don't get worried twisting or bending this headset up. By the way, what you're hearing right there, there's nothing breaking. It's just that headband, because again, as I showed you, it's replaceable, but whenever you twist it, it kind of snaps onto the side right there a little bit, but nothing's harming it. It's perfectly fine. Oh, we're actually unclipped. There's the headband being replaced, and you can just swap it out right up there. Kind of tucks inside of those brackets inside. But now that we got that out as well, you can see it bend and really flex up a whole lot without worrying or breaking anything. Now let's go and talk about features and functions, and hopefully I don't put you to sleep on this part, as we have a lot to talk about here. So number one, the first switch you're seeing up here is your power switch, which you just click it up, bam, powered on. It's not a button that you got to hold down. You know, I love switches. It sounds so minute and just something cheesy to mention, but I hate having to hold my button down for a certain amount of time to power it on. I love just flicking it on. Anyways, moving further on down here, you see this little switch button. What that is actually to switch your platforms. As you see on the dock here, your base station, you got USB for Xbox, USB for PS5, USB for PC. Then over here is your power, so if none of those are on, you're still going to be able to charge your headset when it's docked. But anyways, what you can do is once you hit that, it's going to cycle through each different platform, and it will let you know on the front of the dock which platform you're on when you're cycling through as well. Now, right below that is your Bluetooth and multifunction button, which you do have simultaneous Bluetooth, so you can listen to your music and then your game or podcast all at the same time. Over here is your volume, up or down, continuously rolling, nice and firm in there. Well, not too firm, but again, you got some tension in tactile steps. And over here on your ear cup, you have gain to voice adjustments. So if you want to hear you chat a little bit more, bam, just click that over. As far as the microphone, it is flip down to active, flip up to mute. And again, just comparing, showing you over here on the X, the A50X, the buttons are the exact same as you see. You got that switch, you got your Bluetooth, you got your game to chat on the sides, you got flip, mute, microphone. Again, the features and functions are pretty much the exact same, minus this one being USB, A50X being HDMI. All right, so now I want to go in and show you the software on this headset, which you can also control a lot of this through the app, which I'll show you as well. And while I'm showing you this stuff, you're going to be hearing the microphone on the headset. So let me spin you around. Let's dive in here and take a look at the software from Logitech. So we're going to select our headset. Right out the gate, you're seeing EQs, and you got some different selections to choose from right here, which you can get in here and customize them where. Here's my test. So you can come over here, test, which is your basic, easy, simple to adjust EQ. Come in here to advanced, and you can start adjusting the bands if you want to get a little fancier. Me personally, I'm still old school, and I like setting it like this. Coming over here, your microphone. Right now, we are set to default. If I come over here, competition, obviously we're going to drop the bass, pull out the highs. You're hearing what that sounded like right now. Let's come over here, and we're going to do broadcast, which is the opposite. It drops the highs, pulls out the bass, so it sounds a little louder. We're just set to default as far as, you know, basic. If we come over here and do a custom, we can dabble with it and see. Say if I pull up some bass and some highs, if I can grab that bar right there, let's see what we're going to get. Keep our mids down. How am I sounding? I don't know. We're just testing this together here. Anyways, let's go back over here to default flat. You got your noise gate over here that you can adjust all these different things if you want over there. I don't mess with any of that really because I usually use a standalone mic, but I have been using this one quite a bit with my son when I game with him, and he says I sound pretty darn good on it over here. Over here is you got your default or your routing per each different, like your Bluetooth, your game, and then your mic, your stream port. Again, this is something I do not mess with. Coming down here to device settings, your side tone. Let's go ahead and test that while I got you guys live right here, because you know we've been having some issues with side tones on other headsets, which, hold on, I'm going to go down to 20 here. So I can still hear myself. I'm not that good, but I can. My P's and T's are more prominent, as you guys know. And at 20, I still hear that. When I come up here to like 35, how am I sounding now? I can actually hear my words a little bit. Coming up here to 50, that's a pretty comfortable. That's a pretty comfortable side tone right there at 50. I'm not hollering. Let me come up more to 70. Okay, now I'm starting to get pretty darn loud. Now, when I come up here to 100, that's too much. It sounds like a walkie-talkies in my ear. I think maybe down here at 60 might be the sweet spot. Now, let's go to 65. Yeah, 65. For me, at least, I think 65 is that sweet spot right there where I'm not hollering. Nothing's crazy back there or whatever. But anyways, I'm going to turn that off right now. Over here, your balance. Again, you can adjust that right on the ear cup as well. Game to chat. Again, as far as there. And whenever you top one out, you get a tone as far as there. Boop, beep, and then beep, beep, and then boop when you're in the middle. Hopefully my sound effects helped you out. As far as your volume, again, adjustable on the headset. Sleep timer, base station brightness. This is as far as, again, the platform that it's showing you on, what you're connected to, and then the battery indicator as far as the dots. I usually leave mine at 50, and it's perfectly fine. And then again, you got as far as your tones that you can adjust right here, minimal, all, or none. Now let's go ahead and take a look over the phone app. And while I'm showing you the phone, you're listening to the microphone connected right to Bluetooth to my phone here. As you can see it going right at the top up there. No tweaking, no adjusting, no nothing, just as you just heard on the PC. But right now, we are connected via Bluetooth. So looking at the app here, pretty simple. Get your basic, what you're connected to, your battery status up there. You got your quick switch, with this can be adjusted on the headset. Again, Xbox, PC, PS5. Over here is your microphone. As far as your side tone, you can adjust. And then you have your volume and then your balance. Again, all this can be adjusted right on the headset. But when you come over here and slide this up, you're going to have your EQ. So you got your microphone EQ. Again, competition, broadcast, or you can set a custom. Same over here on your sound. You got some presets set in there, and then you can come over here and create a custom. Let's go to next, and you can have your bars once you adjust it to your custom PC or your EQ, and then click save. So let's go back here, cancel that, and we're going to go up here to that little gear icon that was up there, and you're going to have your other settings as far as your sleep timer, when it's going to tone down, as far as your tones, if you want them on or off, your base station brightness. So everything that you can adjust on the PC, you can do very simply on the phone. I absolutely love simple to use apps like this. So again, you console users aren't missing out on your PC, or when you're using this across multiple different platforms, you can still utilize all the features and functions packed into this headset. And that is seriously one of my favorite things about this headset, or heck, gaming headsets in general, right? Like a lot of people, they'll look at the price of this or even the X's and be like, why buy this? Go buy an amp and DAC and a pair of studio audiophile headphones, right? Well, I'm sorry, your amp DAC and your headphones aren't going to have those features that this is packing here, being able to cycle through multiple platforms that easily. And again, all of the adjustability within it with the simultaneous Bluetooth, your game to chat. I absolutely love it, and this headset does it so easy, which makes it even better. But now, let's go and talk about the sound of the Astro A50s, and I'm going to talk about it with the Wiki cushions and also with the stock pads, because it does play a very big role in the Astro headset here. But at the core, the Astros are using 40mm graphene drivers with a frequency range of 20 to 20,000. And you know what? I don't want to start off with a negative, as I mean, this whole review has been pretty darn positive. There's going to be people in the comments like, how much Logitech paying for this? You know what I mean? But anyways, I wish Logitech would upgrade to 50mm drivers. Why I say that is, again, they just let them breathe a little bit more. They're a little bit brighter. And I don't want to say sharp, because that might be a little bit harsh right there. But again, you just got a little bit more separation, a little bit more of that environmental sound. Now, going into that, when I say that's what you get, bring that back here. And what you get with this, with the 40mm drivers, is you do get a little warmer headset, a little bit more bass, you get a little bit more body. Now, it's not dirty bass, right? Because you have those graphene drivers. And I say this in multiple other videos. I mean, the Logitech use them up there, the new Corsair headsets use them. Graphene drivers are becoming popular, and I love them. They're so good. It's like a subwoofer in your car compared to like those cheap factory speakers that are in your car made out of paper. These are going to be a little bit firmer. So what you're getting there is very nice clarity and detail. Everything is what it's supposed to be. When you got a hit of a grenade or something like that, it's not going to get jumbled up and real rumbly and just muddy everything out. It hits, it's done, it goes on, and you're back to everything else you're getting. So when you got dialogue, it's not going to get interrupted by deep wind sounds or, crazy loud monster footsteps or something like that. You're still going to get your environmental sound. Graphene drivers, I love them. I just wish Logitech would go 50 millimeter just to make them a little bit brighter, because these are a bit warmer. And that goes also in to the Wicked cushions compared to the stock pads. The stock pads, that bass is still going to hit, but it's bam, it's gone, it's out of there. And then again, you're kind of just with a little bit more of a brighter sound, which is kind of weird, right? Where I'm saying I like the Wicked cushions more. Well, with the Wicked cushions, what it's going to do, it doesn't make them warmer or deeper by any means, but it holds that bass in there. So when that bass hits, you feel that bass. And me personally, I just like that, right? Let's admit it, right? We all like that beats kind of bass, but you want it to hit without interrupting anything else. And that's what you get here. Like, I'm playing a new Call of Duty, and whenever a grenade hits or something like that, it's just like, wow. I mean, it'll boom, it'll rumble, it'll hit you. You feel like you're on that battlefield, and then you're back to business. If you're playing competitive, I would say you'll probably like the stock pads a little bit more, because again, it's not going to hold that immersion in there. It's kind of gone. Bam, it's out of there, and you're going to get back to your footsteps and detail. Me personally, I'm not competitive. I play the new Call of Duty a lot here, and I'm usually in the top 3, to be honest with you, but I still enjoy the Wicked cushions because it makes me feel like I'm in that game, and that's why I game, to escape everything else, get immersed into it, and feel it. And that's what good audio does. In the combination with the great graphene drivers and these Wicked cushions here, it's just such a phenomenal combination. It's not saying I don't like the stock pads. I do like them, but they both got their, their place here and there. So maybe if you're just playing story game, you go with this. If you're playing competitive, you go with that. It's nice to be able to swap them out very easily. But the core sound of this headset, like I stated, there is a little bit more bass in it compared to, say, the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro Wireless, or even the Odyssey Maxwells. These are going to have a little bit more body, but don't get me over here saying that it's like that old school gaming headset body where it's just rumbly and thumpy and that's all you hear. It's really not. You get a good hit out of these, but you still get your detail. Really awesome sound with this headset. So now that we had a good look over of the new A50 Gen 5s, there's a few things I still want to talk about. So don't leave me yet. Stick around because there's a few important points here. Number one being the asking price. Are they worth it of $300? Hands down, I say yes. I mean, heck, like I said, this whole review was pretty darn positive. I really like this headset, from the build, the style, the comfort, the sound, the features and functions. It does everything I want, but there's no denying it. It is an expensive headset. Heck, Astros have always been very expensive, but what it's packing and featuring right now, it truly has everything you would need or want. It does it right. The other thing I want to talk about is, say the A50Xs. Should you get the A50Xs, or should you upgrade to the A50 Gen 5s compared to the A50Xs? Oh my goodness, am I getting confused? No, I don't think you should get the A50Xs over the A50 Gen 5s. Okay, let me put it that way. As far as sound, they're going to be the exact same, even though you're going HDMI to USB. They're the exact same as far as the sound, the build, the styling. They are the same headset. They really are. Where the A50 Xs are going to come into play is, for example, I bought the budget 4K 120 Hz LG TV. I put my higher end one out in the living room, which had all HDMIs going to 120 Hz. This TV didn't. So now I can actually go into my main 120 Hz HDMI right there, where I only have 2, plug it in, and actually get all of my consoles going through it at 120. Hopefully that makes sense. So anyways, what I did is I pretty much saved $500 on my TV, but now the headset can create every single console going at 120. Are you with me now? So you can actually downgrade to a cheaper TV that only has 2 ports of 120, which are kind of what you're going to find at big box stores, Sam's Club, Costco, stuff like that. They all kind of got the dumbed down version of the TVs, which is what I got, But being able to save that money and cycle through just with the HDMI ports here with the high-speed pass-through, it's a total win. But as I stated in my original review of the A50Xs, I wish Logitech didn't start with that. I think they should have started with this and then came to this, because $380 right here, that's expensive. They should have started with this and then went to that. But this is what I recommend. I love this headset at $300.